Hey ladies, today we're going to make a little spritz spray that's really good for the overall health of your hair, but in particular to assist with kind of softening it a little bit, nourishing it, and helping to hydrate and moisturize. You know, I just colored my hair recently. As a preventive measure, I want to make sure that I do something to nourish it because I'm not using my typical homemade oils, simply because I have these chemicals in my hair. I am not naive enough to think that if I stayed in the shower even an hour, I would be able to rinse out all of that color. It's just not possible. These are Locs. Let's be for real. And either way, there are chemicals in my hair, and I don't want to put the essential oils and all of their energy into my hair, along with having just come out of a chemical treatment. So I'm doing something else in the meantime, which is something that I have done over the years, and it involves a little bit of rose water. I'm only adding 2 to 3 drops of chamomile. That's the only oil I'm going to put in there. Chamomile is really good for softening your hair, for soothing the scalp, and also to give your hair a bit of a sheen. Okay, and I'm going to use avocado oil. I use this periodically. It's heavier than what I typically desire. I prefer jojoba, but because of what I'm doing with my hair in terms of moisture, trying to put moisture and lock in the hydration, I'm going to use a little bit of olive oil, and I'm putting a tad bit of vegetable glycerin in here, only because vegetable glycerin is water soluble, and it's just going to help everything and make sure that I'm able to seal in the moisture. So I got a 6-ounce, one of these little bottles little amber colored bottles, which are really ideal when you're using stuff with essential oil. I don't use them all the time, but if I have a spare one or one is empty, then I'll use it. But anyway, I can't find the top. So it's about 6 ounces. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pour in about 3 ounces of this rose water. And as you know, rose water is a conditioner. It's a moisturizer. It's extremely healthy for the hair. It has antioxidants. It is regenerative. It smells okay. I'm not a rose fan, I gotta be honest. I'm not in love with rose. I never have been. It used to give me headaches as a kid when you would be around some of those really old women that smell like the same thing. I'm not crazy about rose. So I don't know what to say about that. But it's not so concentrated that I can't deal with it. Okay? 3 drops of Roman chamomile. Again, the rose oil is excellent for, not rose oil, rose water is excellent for a whole lot of stuff. All I'm putting in here is a tablespoon of avocado. Okay? And I'm going to put in about what would be synonymous with 2 teaspoons of vegetable glycerin. Okay? Now, I'm making a small container, ladies, because I expect to use this up in a few weeks and then be back into something else. And plus, I want to make another one that has some turmeric in there because of the amazing benefits of turmeric. So you can double what I just did. You can triple it, whatever it is you want to do. And I'm really hoping, I'm going to pause this while I look for something. Okay, ladies, I'm back. So I'm just going to shake this solution up. All right. The other thing I want to say while we're doing this is essential oils are very healthy for your hair. But just because something is natural doesn't mean that you can't overdo it. Hell, if you drink too much water, you can experience health problems. And I drink a ton of water. But you have to exercise balance with everything. What's important to remember when you're dealing with these oils is that the concentration of the oils far exceed anything that you would normally find in that ratio just naturally appearing in earth. So you do have to be careful when you are combining oils, because the molecules within essential oils are so small that they're readily absorbed into your skin, whether you inhale them, your bloodstream, whether you inhale them, or your skin as the largest organ when you touch them. So you don't want to put an extra burden on your liver by not being conscious of these things. It's very, very important that you not take for granted just because you're using something that's natural, that you can do whatever you want to do with it, okay? So I'm going to just test this out. I'm good. Okay. All right, folks. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to just dampen my hair with this. Just a miss. Not a whole lot. Get your scalp, but you also want to get your ends. Now we have the rose water. If you decided you didn't like rose water and you wanted to use coconut water, you could do that as well. My thing is, if we don't have to use water and you want to substitute with something else that you know is beneficial, do that. You just get more nutrients, minerals, and other healthy constituents in your hair. Okay? So I'm just going to make sure that I get this through my hair. Okay? And then I just want to get my ends. Continue to make sure you should shake it well. And like anything else, it is the consistent and long-term practice or use of something that allows you to see the benefit. When I first started doing what I was doing with my hair in terms of the oils and whatever else it is that I do, I had no idea that it would result in locks that look like this. But I credit the locks not to genealogy, but to the practices. Environment, by the way, you know, guys, DNA is, if you study epigenetics, DNA has less and less to do with how you turn out. Okay, your genetic inheritance has roughly less than 1%, contrary to what people will tell you about why you have certain health conditions and stuff. Don't buy that. Environment is way more important, and so are your beliefs. And if you don't believe me, start researching epigenetics and you will find out the multitude of ways in which you can upgrade your own DNA. Okay? So this is what we're dealing with, ladies. So now, you're not saturating it, you're just making it damp. Okay? You're just making it damp. Feel into it. If you feel like you need a little bit more of something on the ends, go ahead and do it, because we like it to feel soft. And contrary to what some people will tell you, they'll tell you don't worry about the ends of your hair. I say worry about them. I don't care what they say. Okay? They tell you to dye the lint in your hair, which means basically give up the fight for lint and just let the lint look crazy and go dye it. I don't think that's okay. Okay? Because if it requires you to do a little bit of maintenance and you keep your hair moderately clean and you can limit it, why do you need to dye your hair? And which basically says, what the hell? I'm just going to let it come and I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to lay down and let it take over and whatever. So they can say what they want to say about this. But when's the last time you brought one of your favorite plants back to life? Okay. And you know, if you unravel these things, there's a certain amount of your hair, although it has thinned your hair, you still will have some length, which means that there is some living hair in there that's still connected to this. Everything is not dead. And because you can't physically see what penetrates this lock, don't doubt for 1 second that these penetrative energy and vibrational frequencies don't penetrate your lock and help restore the hair. So anybody that's trying to tell you you don't have to do anything for the length of your hair, let that be on them. Don't buy into that, because I don't believe that. And if they knew anything about energy dynamics, they wouldn't even be saying something like that. That's a 3D thing. So anyway, guys, hope that this video helped you. Again, I put about 3 ounces of rose water in here. You don't have to do the chamomile if you don't want, but chamomile adds shine, a little bit of softness. Just a little regular bottle of chamomile. Be careful of what you get in terms of therapeutic grade oils, but this happens to be one that I trust. Is our acacia. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but you can get this from most of your health food stores. Roman chamomile, and I use 2 tablespoons of avocado oil, which you can get anywhere, and I used 2 teaspoons approximately of vegetable glycerin, which is water soluble, which is what makes this stuff so wonderful. You use it for a lot of different applications, even stuff for your face. So stay tuned for the next video, which I'm going to do, which is a different type of spritz that you can put in your hair if you're not in love with the rose water, if you want something a little different, if you're experiencing any kind of scalp irritation, dandruff, drying, stuff like that. An essential oil blend with turmeric would be wonderful for you. So stay tuned. And don't forget, like I told you, ladies, be mindfully aware of lint. Shake every day before you go to bed and before you get up, and definitely before you wash. And you will see the multitude of dust, not dandruff, that your hair picks up in the course of a day. Lots of love to you. Please comment, subscribe, like the channel, and come back. More will be revealed.